Okay, I can see the chats now. Hello, 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 everyone. Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, and a great welcome to all of you guys here. Can you guys hear me? Am I audible? Can you guys see me? Am I visible? Please let me just confirm that, guys. And a really great good evening to all of you, and welcome all. Am I audible, guys? Am I audible? Can you hear me, everyone? Okay, that's great. That's really great. Okay, I can see everyone now. So today is the day where we are actually going to start with our project. So today and tomorrow we'll build our project, and I have planned a really great project for you with a really cool design, and we are going to start making it today. So I really hope that you guys are excited as much as I am. Okay, so please show me some excitement in the chat. Come on, just tell me, are you guys excited about the project? Because this is the second last day of our essential session. Tomorrow will be the last day of the session, and I really hope that you guys will be there. And I'm really happy to see the numbers that we have here. We literally have around 400 plus people watching, so I'm really happy to see that number. I'm really happy to see that everyone is so much excited for the project. Okay, actually you're gonna see me make it today. Okay, don't worry about what are we gonna make. Once it is completed, you will see it, and if you can code along with me, because I'm gonna start everything from scratch. Like, I don't even have an image downloaded, I don't even have a folder ready. So I'm literally gonna start everything from scratch, from naming the files to completing the complete full-fledged landing page that we're going to create here. So I'll tell you what are we going to create before moving on. So what I have planned is, after thinking like a lot of things, what I have planned is we are going to create a landing page. Okay, the main page. We can't create all the 5 to 6 pages of a web page, and we are not copying anything. We are doing everything from the mind, from whatever we have learned. Okay, so we are going to create a landing page for a technology startup. Okay, now it can be any startup. So let's say it can be a institute startup, it can be a, let's say, a company that builds website and apps for people, that kind of startup. So let's say we create a landing page for a startup which will have amazing imagery, amazing graphics, amazing text, and we are trying to make a really cool and good looking, but at the same time simple and easy to read web page. Okay, so that is something that we're going to create. And at the start it will not look that good because we're going to do a lot of things, but once it is completed, I will make sure that it looks best and you guys find it interesting and amazing. Okay, so guys, can we start everything from scratch? Yep, but see guys, now this is something that I'm teaching you. Okay, this is something that I'm creating in front of you, but by following the same idea, you can literally create anything. You can create a blog page, you can create a social media page. So now what you guys have to take from this project, let me also explain you that. What do you guys have to take from this project? You guys have to understand everything about adjusting the elements on the web page. So please see properly how I adjust my images, how I adjust my text, how I make them look good, what kind of fonts I use, what kind of colors I use. And by learning that, try to create it, and then by doing that, you can create literally any web page in the world. Once you understand how to create a web page, you can literally create any web page in the world. Okay, so let's create a web page for a technology startup which will literally have a lot of components. We are not going to build a very small web page. Okay, so I'm not going to do it for you. I'm not going to do that to you. Actually, I'm not going to create a simple web page and leave it. I'm literally going to create a very big web page with 6 to 7 sections on it. It will have a really great looking header, it will have a really great looking banner, maybe animated banner if you get time. It will have a product section, it will have a services section, it will have a highlighting section, it will have a client section, it will have a what do you call project section, and everything. And we are not going to use any kind of framework. We are doing everything with HTML and CSS, pure HTML and CSS. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. No frameworks, nothing. And we're going to use today's almost 1 hour 45 minutes and tomorrow's 1 hour 45 minutes to complete the whole project. And yes, I will share the complete project with you guys, so don't worry. Once we complete it tomorrow, I will share the whole project with you. And one more thing, guys, I'm gonna use a lot of properties, a lot of small properties. that we have not learned yet. Okay, so please focus and try to understand. And in between, I'm going to explain you everything. So don't worry that you're not going to get any property. I'm going to explain every new property that I use. But there's only one thing I want from you is your focus. So focus on everything, focus on every little detail, and wherever you get confused, ask it right away. I'm going to answer it to you. And you can use anything. Now it's up to you guys. If you want to watch it properly, watch it. If you want to code along, you can go with it. Okay? So don't worry. You can follow both options. I'm not forcing you to code along with me. If you want it, code along. If you don't want it, just do it. Just watch it, enjoy it, and learn something. Okay? So let's start then. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to close everything because I'm starting from scratch. So let's simply create a new folder. Okay. So let me just go in my folder. This HTML session is ending at July 5 and JavaScript also starting at the same date. How to attend them? I think you can watch the recorded session, buddy. If they are like clashing the times, you can watch the recorded session of any one of them then. That is the only solution because you can't like watch live both, right? So that's something you can do. Sir, we will build with you, so please go a little bit slow. Yes, I will try my best to go slow because see, we have only 2 days. So yes, but I'll go at a fair speed so that you can match it to it. Okay, so that's great. So now let's go to this HTML CSS essentials. Let's go inside it. Okay, not inside it actually. Let's just simply create a project outside. So let's simply go and create a new folder and let's name it. So come on, guys, suggest me a name for the startup. I'll pick one names. You guys suggest me. What should we name our startup? It's a technology startup that builds websites, apps, and a lot of technology stuff for people, robotics and everything. So what should we name our startup? Come on, guys, tell me. You guys suggest me. Come on. What should we name it? Very fast. Come on, guys. Guys, are you there with me? Come on. What should we name it? Suggest me a good name for the web page. Come on. Is for certification doing assignments necessary? Like it's not mandatory, but yes, if you do it, it will be really great for you, right? So that's why I'm telling you. Guys in the chats, I think everyone is creating folders now. Yes, yes, don't worry, I'm going to solve all your doubts in between. Techno Dark, Cyber Monkeys, Coding Thunder. Okay, I like that name, Coding Thunder. New Tech is also a good name. So, yep. Okay, that's cool. Let's take this one. Let's take this one. Tech Up. That's a small, concise name. And don't worry, guys, I like all the names. Okay, this Indotech is also good. Tech King is also good. Okay, that's amazing. Okay, this one is also good. Tech Stack. Let's take that one. Okay, so don't worry, guys. Don't worry. I like all the names, but I have to take one, right? So let's take Tech Stack. So let's name it Tech Stack. Okay, that's like something that's similar to Stack Overflow. And also, we guys follow a lot of Stack Overflow, right? So let's take Tech Stack. I hope that if anyone will not mind it. So let's take one because we had to pick one. We had a lot of great options. Let's take it. So Tech Stack, let's go in VS Code. Let's open up this folder. So file, open folder. Okay. And let's pick Tech Stack. And here we go. Tech Master also a good name. Tech Upgrade is also a great name. Yep. Okay. So I have taken one. That's fine. You guys can take your own project name. Everything is fine. Amazing. Okay. Now then, let's start. So first of all, let's create a simple index.html. That will be my HTML file. And after this, let's also create a CSS file. So let's name it index.css. You can also name it tech op. That's great. Yeah, why not? Now, OP is the word that we're going to hear around, right? A lot of times because now we have the Battlegrounds Mobile India in launched, right? So now we're going to hear that name a lot, that OP statement. Okay, cool, guys. So let's start. So let's go. Okay. So HTML, name it anything you like. It's totally up to you. Head. Inside here, I'm going to have a title. And let's say tech. I'm writing X instead of C. Tech stack. Okay. And after this, let's have our body. And let's also link the CSS. So link tag. Relation equals style sheet. And href equals what? Index dot css. And let me also close this sidebar. I don't need it. Okay. And here we go. Okay. And also let's go to index.css and do the basic setup like this. Margin, that's something that we learned yesterday, right? By default, I don't want any margin. And by default, I don't want any padding as well. So margin 0 pixel, padding 0 pixel. The basic setup. Okay. Cool. Yes, Rajan. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Let's move ahead now. And let's also run this page in the site so that we can see the output continuously. So right click, copy the path, go in your favorite browser. Okay, where is that file? Did I remove it? Oh, by mistake, I think I removed it. Let me just go to recycle bin and restore it for you. Give me a second, guys. I think I removed it by mistake. Restore. And here we go. Okay, cool. Here it is. And let's copy the path from here. Go in your browser and paste it. Yep, right now I'm doing the basic setup. So that's it. Okay. Now, guys, if you're coding along with me, let's start. If you're not coding, enjoy it. Use not this forget layout of the HTML. Please cover all CSS property. Yep, I will try to cover all the CSS properties that is required because see, we can't cover everything because it has a lot of properties, but we will still try our best to complete at least the most important ones. Okay. Okay, guys. So let's start. Okay. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a div here. Okay. And I'm going to give it a class of something called as header. Okay, so I created a div and I gave it a class of header. Okay, everyone. Now, guys, please focus. Everyone, I want you guys to focus. That is the only thing I want from you. And let's go here and let me just comment it like CSS for header so that I can know like this is the CSS, this is the area for header CSS. Okay, so dot header. Okay, and I want the height of this to be around 70 pixel and I want the width of this to be 100%, and I also want to give it a background color of, let's say, gray. Simple. Height 70 pixel, width 100%, and background color gray. Okay, save it. Let's see if we have time. I'll definitely make it fully responsive. And here we go. Here we have the header. Sir, can you use internal style sheet? No need, buddy, because Sapna, we are going to have a really big CSS now. So we should not go for internal CSS. But yes, if you guys like it, you can use it. Tomorrow is the class of this essential program. Yes, Tulsi, we have it tomorrow as well. But that is the last session. Shravan, it's on YouTube, buddy. You can watch it. Go on and search for day 4 and you will get it. Okay, everyone? Cool, guys. So let's start. I hope you can see the header. So now let's decide a color for this. So to decide a color, what I'm going to do is I'm simply going to right click on it and inspect, and this developer tools will open. Okay, and I'll go to the CSS. So here's the CSS that I gave: height 70 pixel, width 100%, and background gray. Click on this gray color and you'll get a color picker like this. And then now you can select any color from here. So I'm trying to get a really cool blue color for our website. So I'll take this one. Okay, and I'll copy this hex code of the color. Okay, and I'll simply go, instead of gray, I'll paste it. And that's it. Now I will have header this color. Is that clear, everyone? Okay. So height 70 pixel, width 100%, and background color. You can take any color of your own. It's totally fine. But if you want, you can also take our own color, like my color as well. So that's fine. So here we go. We have this. Okay. So we have the header here. Guys, I hope you guys are understanding, everyone. Are we understanding this, everyone? Are we understanding this? Please tell me. Right now, we have simply created a div. That's it. We have simply created a div. Okay. And that's totally it. See, if you want to change color from the browser itself, first of all, do this. Right click, inspect. Okay. When you open the code for it, here's the CSS area, right? Here is the CSS area. Go in background color, click on this color here, and this color picker will open. And then select any color according to yourself and simply copy it and paste it in the background color. And that's it. Done. Sorted. Close this and you'll get that color. Okay. That's cool now. Now let's move ahead And now, guys, please focus. Everyone, please focus. Yes, Naga Sindhu, I'm literally trying to go very slow, because if we go like really very slow, then it will be tough for us to complete this, right? So I'm trying my best to go a little slow. So please watch it, and you can also again watch the recorded session. So yeah, that will be great. Okay, cool. Now, see, guys, inside this, I'm gonna create one more div. So now I'm creating a div inside the header. Okay. Now I'm creating the div inside the header. And guys, I'll literally suggest you guys to, like, if you're unable to do it like very fast, but see guys, we also have to complete the project. So try to code along, but if you miss at somewhere, don't worry, because you can again watch the recorded session and complete it. Okay, and it's a video that you have with you. So you can go back, watch it again and complete it. So don't worry about it. Okay, don't worry if you're unable to catch up. Okay, so don't worry about it. Okay, don't worry. So now inside the header, I'm creating one more div, and I'm giving it a class of logo. And I'm going to use the basic layouting technique. Okay, I'm not going to make it really tough for you. So I'm going to use the basic layouting technique. So don't get confused. Or I'm going to do something else actually. So not logo, I'm going to do something else. I'm going to name it container. Okay, I'm going to name it container. So now inside header, I'm creating a div named container. Guys, please focus. Inside header, I'm creating a div named container. Okay, now let's go here and let's write some CSS for the container. Dot container. Now, do you guys remember yesterday's session that I told you that if you don't give any height to any element, then the height of the parent grows depending on the child? Do you remember that? Everyone, do we remember that? So I'm not going to give any height to the container. I'm not giving any height to the container. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm simply going to give it a width of 80%. Right now, just to show you, I'll give it a height. Right now, just to show you, I'll give it a height. So height of same like 70 pixel as the header. Okay, and background color, I'm gonna give it red. So see, now we have a child. Okay, and I'm don't want to give it like 80. I want to give it 90 actually. 90. Okay. So now inside the header, I have one child that is red in color. Now, guys, I want to arrange it in center. What should I do? I want that red div in the center of the parent. What should I do, guys? Come on. What should I do? Anyone, come on, very fast. I have two options, right? I have two options. One, I'm telling you, I can use flex boxing. What is the second thing I can do? Guys, what is the second thing I can do? Come on, tell me. If I want to move the container in the center, what is the second thing I can do? Come on. One is I can use flex boxing. What is the second thing? Come on, guys. I'm waiting for the answers. I can also use margin left, right. One is flex boxing. The second way. Exactly. We can also use margin. But we learned yesterday that flex boxing is a literally easy thing to understand, right? It's like easier to make things center. So let's go in header and let's say display flex. Okay, first thing that this is you have to do. This is something that you have to give. Second thing, what was the property in flexbox that I can use to make the element go in center horizontally? What can I use? Come on, guys. Exactly, we can go for justify content center, and that's it. Now my element, yep, here we go. My element is in center of the blue div. Okay, and that's it. So display flex to the header and justify content center. So the container is in the center, and that's what I wanted. Align item is for vertical, right? So you're not for vertical. I'm so sorry. Align item is for cross axis, and justify content is for main axis. And align items in this case it's vertical. So I wanted to say that in this case, because the flex direction is row currently, right? And that is the main axis. So X is the main axis. So justify content will work with X, and align items will work with Y. Okay, cool. So now it's in center, and now let's move ahead. Now see, what I'm going to do is I'm simply going to remove the height. I don't want the height. So basically, if I remove the height, now by default it is giving me the complete height, but that's fine because it is a display flex. So that's fine. It is covering the whole element. That is totally fine. Now what I want is I'm going to go inside the container. Now basically I have not given any height. That means if it grows, it will grow. If the child grows, it will grow. So don't worry about it. Now inside the container, I'm simply gonna go and save class of logo. And yes, can't we use HTML5? Why not? Here we go. Here we go. Doc type HTML, and that's it. Now see, that's all. Now inside the container, I go and I create a div with class logo. And now let's go here and write something for the logo. So dot logo. Okay. Height exactly same, that is 70 pixel. Width of let's say 20%. Just for now, let's give it a background color of yellow. Save it, and here we go. Now I don't want this much width, so let's make it 15%. Here we go, 15%, and here we go. So now we have the yellow div, everyone. Okay, guys. So now we have it here. Okay, and now I want to write some text in it inside the logo div. So let's name it tech stack. This is the name I wanted to give. Here we go. Okay, that's cool. Now let's go in text logo and let's give some really cool font to it. So font size, first of all, I want to give font size of around 40 pixel. Here we go. Actually, let's give it 50 pixel. So 50 pixel. Here we go. And also I'm going to give it a font family of CSS UI. Okay. And here we go. And now I also want to give it a text align of center. So now my text will be in center, and here we go. Guys, can we see it? Everyone, are we understanding this? So now I have a logo div, yellow div. Here is the logo div, which is inside the container, and I have given a height of 70 pixel and the width of 15%. And I have wrote something inside it which has font size 50 pixel, font family CSS UI, and text align center. Are we cleared, everyone? Guys, are we cleared? Please tell me. Everyone, simple, right? Easy to understand. And now if you want, you can also make font weight bold so that the text becomes bold. And here we go. Now the text is bold. Guys, are we cleared, everyone? Okay, now I don't want to move it. I want to keep it here only. I want the yellow div, the logo div to be here only. That's it. That's it. That's all I want. So guys, are we clear with this? Now let's move on and let's create the next one, that is the navigation. So now let's create the next one, that is the navigation. Okay, that is the navigation. So don't worry, guys, don't worry. When we remove all the colors, it will look good. Right now we are working, right? When the building is under construction, it looks bad. It doesn't look good. Okay, so don't worry. It's under construction. It will look bad. Don't worry. Get any color right now. We don't care about it. We just have to adjust everything perfectly. So let's move ahead. And now inside the container only, but after the logo. Inside the container, but after the logo, let's create one more div and let's give it a class of nav. Okay, let's give it a class of nav, and also let's give it one more class. So yes, you can use image. It's totally fine. You can use image. You can totally use image. Okay. Now I'm gonna give one more class to the container so that I can also apply some other CSS. Okay. So I'm gonna name it header hyphen container, or let's say header underscore container. So now my container div has two classes. One is container, one is header container. So one is container, one is header container. That means I can apply CSS to the container by two different classes. Why I'm doing that, you will understand it in some time. Okay, you literally understand it in some time. Okay, so now if you want, okay, let's directly give to the container a display of flex. Okay, so simply a display of flex to the container. And here we go. We have created nav. So let's write some styling for the nav as well. So dot nav. Please, guys, focus, everyone. I want every one of you to focus. So height exactly same 70 pixel, but width I want around, let's say, what can you say? Maybe 50%. And just for now, let's give it a background color of green. Doesn't matter right now. And here we go. See, both elements are side by side. Now 50 is too much. I don't want 50%. Let's give it 30%. This is fine. Or let's give it 35% maybe. This is fine. Okay, guys, everyone. So now I have two divs inside the container. And now I'm going to use the header container class to give something else as well to the same div, but I'm using some different class. Why I'm doing it, you'll understand in some time. So see guys, now see, I have given two classes to the container as well as header container. So inside container, I have written what? I have written three main properties that I want: width, background color, and display of flex. And now I'm going to write some other CSS in header container. Now I'm writing both CSS for the same div. But why I'm having two different classes? Because in future, I want to use the container class again and again. In future, I also want to use the container class, and I only want these three properties there. I don't want the other properties. So basically, I'm applying the other properties with some other class so that I can reuse this class only with these three properties. Okay. So I hope it is cleared. But you can continue now. So justify content space evenly, or actually not space evenly. I wanted space between. And here we go. So now the logo is this side and the navigation is that side. And that's what I wanted. That's what I wanted. Now the logo is this side and the navigation is that side. Okay. So that's cool. So see, you can also apply this exact same property directly inside the container as well. But I don't want that because in future, I'm going to use this container again and again, but I don't want that justify content space between there. So basically for container, I'm only using this, and I have given one more header container here. Okay. Same classes, same CSS, but two different classes. That's it. Same element, two different CSS and two different classes. Okay. But I hope you guys are understanding my concern here, because in future, I want to use that container class again and again, and I don't want the justify content property to be there. That's why I'm applying it to with some other class, not with the container class. And people are seeing how to add image in the logo. Simply remove the text and put an image tag. That's it. Okay. But right now I'm not using it. Okay. Now, guys, can we continue? Can we start with the navigation, everyone? Are we ready, everyone? Can we start with the navigation? Which class will take the first priority? In this case, the container will take the first priority, first of all. But if you write something else, it will override in the next class. So it will actually override. By default, the first priority will be the container class. But if you write something that you have written in the container, plus also in the header container, and then that depends on the sequence. Then that depends on the sequence. Right now, we are not thinking of the mobile, guys. Right now, we are not thinking of the mobile. So don't think of the mobile, because we don't have that much time. If we have time tomorrow, if we get around 20 minutes to 30 minutes tomorrow, then I'll make sure that I teach you how to make it responsive. But right now, let's try to complete it for the PC first. Okay, everyone? Let's see if we get time tomorrow, at least 15 minutes. I'll teach you how to do it for mobile. Don't worry. I'll teach you the responsive. Okay, now guys, let's move ahead and let's continue with the navigation and let's make it look good. So now inside the nav, I'm going to create a few divs. You can also go with ULNLI. You can also go with divs. It's totally up to you. It is totally up to you. So right now, just to make it easy, let's go with div. Okay. Right now, just to make it easy, let's go with div. So let's give it a class of, let's say we call it nav item. You can also go with links. You can also go with LIs, ULLIs, just to make it simple, because you guys right now don't know a lot of CSS. So I'm simply going with divs, but you can also go with UL and LIs. Let's copy it. And let's say I want 4 items here, or let's say 5 items. So I create 5 div class nav item. Okay, now let's get some CSS ready for this. And also let's move it at the top. Why are we having it here? Move it here. Nav means nothing. I've just given a class. I'm simply creating a navigation, right? Home, about us, and things like that. Okay. Now let's move ahead and let's say dot nav hyphen item. Okay. And I want to give it a width of around, I have 5 items, right? So 20% each. And height exact same. So let's give it a height of 70 pixel. Also inside nav, I'm going to tell it to have a display of flex, so that they are arranged horizontally. Okay. And let's give it a background color of gray. Now my green div should be filled with gray color. And here we go. You can see it, because all the 5 elements are in line. All the 5 elements are in line and there is no gap, because it's 20% each. So basically 20 times 5 is 100. So it's covering the 100%. because I have 5 elements. Okay, everyone. It is blurry. That might be because of the internet, Ashwini. That might be because of the internet. Because I think, guys, everyone, please tell me, is it blurry for everyone? Guys, is it blurry for everyone, or you guys can see my code properly? Yes, we can use Bootstrap, but I'm not using Bootstrap. That's what we are doing. We are making everything without Bootstrap, just by pure CSS, Rohit. Right? So that's what we are planning to do. Okay, Rohit, I hope you're understanding the point. We are trying to do everything with CSS because we want to understand the power of CSS, not Bootstrap. Bootstrap is not mandatory here. Okay? Okay, guys, so it's not blurry, Ashwini. Please see that your internet connection is fine. Please refresh the page once, or at least try to adjust the video quality. It might be good for you then. Okay, someone is saying me to use ULLI. Okay, fine, let's use ULLI. Do you guys want me to use ULLI, everyone? Or should we directly go with divs? What do you guys want? Okay, let's do one thing. Let's go with divs now. In future, like maybe after some time, I'll convert it to ULLI. First, understand this, then we'll convert it. Okay? Cool now. Okay? First of all, let's use nav item. Let's use normal divs. Then after some time, I'll convert it to ULLI. Okay? Don't worry about it. Now let's write it. Home, about, contact, or not contact here. Let's say services, and let's say not product. Let's say what do you call it? Portfolio. Portfolio. And finally, we have what? Contact. That's it. And here we go. Can you guys see it? All the divs are having the content. That's what we wanted. You can see it. Now I'm going to increase the font size and everything, so don't worry. So let's go here and let's say font size of around 20 pixel. Let's see. And here we go. Perfect. Font family of CJO UI. Okay, for now 20 is really big. 20 is really big. I don't want 20. Let's give it 18 now. Yep, this is fine. And also, let's give text align center. Okay. And now I also want to center it like horizontally, sorry, vertically, right? It's a text. It's not an element. It's a text. So you can simply go for line height and give it the exact same height as your element, as your div. That is 70 pixel. And the text will be in center of the div. And here we go. And now I think 18 is also big. So let's not give any font size to it. 16 is by default. So let's keep that. Yep. This is fine. This is cool. Okay, everyone. So now this is what you do to adjust it. So text line center will make it center horizontally, will make the text center horizontally, and line height with the exact same height of the element will make it centered vertically, the text. I think coding, because if you do WordPress, behind the scenes coding is going on. Coding has no replacement, coding has no option. WordPress is for people who like maybe don't know how to code, or they don't want to code, but they want to finish up everything fast. Okay, for those people we have WordPress. But if you want to really build things like Facebook, Google, you can't use WordPress. WordPress will give you a set of features, that's all. It's a website that helps you to create websites. But if you want to really create big softwares, big things, you have to rely on the code then. Okay, guys, so that's it now. So here we go, the text is in center. Now, is it normal to use hit and trial for CSS? Why not, Sumit? Why not? Why not? It's totally fine. Now, guys, let's go ahead and let's remove all the colors. So let's remove the background color gray. Let's comment out the background color green. Let's comment out the background color yellow. Okay. And let's comment out the background color red. And now let's make the text white. So simply say color. Color is used for making the text color. So color white. And also the same thing for the nav item, color white. And here we go. Can you guys see it? Everyone, are we understanding this? Please tell me. I'm going to show you how to make it transparent. Don't worry, I have that in my mind. I am going to show you how to make this transparent. Yes, Yogesh, grid is more efficient. We definitely know, but we have not learned it in the essentials. So we are using whatever we have learned, right? That's the main motto of this project. We have to use whatever we have learned, and once we understand this, we can definitely go for grid, not a problem at all. Okay, so Yugosh, I hope you're understanding, buddy. Yes, I will tell you 20 BCA. I'll tell you how to make it transparent. Don't worry. Let's go step by step. Let's go step by step. Okay. So now here we have the completely good looking header with a logo, with a text and everything. Okay. So that's how you create a simple header. Now, if you want, you can reduce the font size of this text stack a little. So let's do it. So let's go to logo here. Yep. And let's say font size, not 50, let's make it 40. Now I want to center it vertically. So I can again use line height. So line height, exactly same as the div height, that is 70 pixel. And here we go. Cool. So that's what I wanted. Now see, when I go on the links, when I go on the nav items, I don't have the hand symbol. I have this text cursor. Let's convert that. Let's change it. So now you can make it, you can simply go on the nav item and write this property. Cursor, pointer. Pointer is this. Hand is called pointer. Okay. How can we get this code after the class? I'll share it. How all the color changed. I removed all the colors. That's all. I removed all the colors that I gave. Now I'm giving cursor pointer. So now if I go on that element, see, I get the hand symbol. Okay, everyone. So that's how you do it. That's how you do it. Okay, everyone. Guys, are we cleared? Everyone, are we cleared? Okay. Yes, I can definitely use Google Fonts, but right now I don't want to waste any kind of time. I really want to use whatever we have learned. That's what I want. So guys, can we move ahead now? Amal, how all the color changed? I didn't change any color. I simply remove all the color. See, I commented background color gray. I commented background color green. I commented background color yellow. Basically, I removed all the colors and I simply gave color white. I want the text color to be white, so I simply give color white to the logo and as well as to the nav item. That's why I'm telling you guys, you know these properties. We have learned this yesterday, this color and background color. So please focus. That's what I want you guys to have here. Focus on each and every line. If you don't want, don't code along. Don't make it tough. Try to understand everything. I want you guys to understand everything. So if you don't want, don't code along, but understand everything. Priyanshu, don't spam the chat, buddy. I will share it in the community. You can get it there. At the end, I'll share it and you can get it there, Priyanshu. Okay, buddy? Don't spam the chat, buddy. Don't spam the chat. I'm going to share it. Okay? Now, guys, can we move ahead? So now the header is complete. Now, let's make that effect. Let's make the hover effect. When you go on this, I want the color to change. Let's do that. Should we do that, guys? When I go on any link, I want the color of that link to change. So let's do that. And that's really simple. See, this element is the nav item, right? This element is the nav item. So what you can do is, now if you want to change the element's CSS based on the hover, based on the mouse hover, you can write this dot nav item. That means nav item colon hover. That means when I hover on it, I want this CSS to be applied. So what I want is I want the background color to be converted to white. I want the background color to be converted to white, and I also want the color to be converted to blue. So let's take the blue. Let's take the blue. Where is the blue? Where is the blue? Where is the blue? Here we go. Let's take the text color as this. So basically, one is nav item, that is normal CSS. One is nav item hover. That means when I hover on it, I want this CSS to apply. So I want the background color to be white, and I want the color to be blue. Okay, so as simple as that. That's it. Now let's do it. Let's check it out. Refresh, and now let's hover on it. See, this is normal CSS, nav item. But now when I hover on it, so nav item hover, that means when I hover on it, I want the background color to be white and I want the color to be blue. So here we go. See, guys, here we go. See, this is what we wanted to do. Priyanshu, buddy, please don't spam the chat. Please don't spam the chat. I told you that I'm going to share it in the community and you'll also get a mail for this, right? So don't worry, Priyanshu. I'm going to share it. Okay, guys, so here we go. And this is what we call as a pseudo class. This is what we call as a pseudo class. And why we call it a pseudo class? Because this hover is actually working like a class. But we have not created it. We have not created it, but it's still there. That's why we also call it a pseudo class, a false class. Because we have not created it, but it was already there and we used it. So this thing here is called as a pseudo class. And there are many more pseudo classes that we are not learning right now. Maybe we will learn it when you come to the advanced session with me or in some other essential session. So this is basically a pseudo class. Okay, this is a pseudo class. So basically, first you write the element that you want to, that where you want to apply this hover, then colon hover, and then you write any CSS. Now this CSS will be only applied when you hover on that particular element that you have written here. When you make your mouse move on that. Okay, that's where it works. Is that cleared, Sheikh Ronak? I hope it is cleared, buddy. I hope it is cleared. Buddy, I hope it is cleared now. So guys, can we move ahead now? Can we move ahead and let's start creating the banner, right? Should we, guys? And actually, I want to increase the height of this header a little bit, actually. Let's increase the height of this header. I don't want 70. I want around 90. Let's see how does it look. Yep, 90 looks fine. So let's make it 90. So 90, change it everywhere. 90. Line height also 90. 90. Basically 90 everywhere, so that, and here we go. So I basically changed the height. That's it, done. So now it goes like this. Don't worry, because we are going to improvise this header even more. We are going to improvise this header even more right now. But right now it's fine. Right now it's fine. Don't worry. You can't imagine what I'm going to do with this header in some time. Okay, so let's work on it. Let's work on it first. Now, let's go and let's move after the header. Now, see, here we have a lot of divs. Here we have a lot of divs. So it might get confusing. So please start commenting. So let's simply write header, comment it. And where is the header ending? It's ending here. So let's simply write header end so that we can easily find out where is the header section. So this is header end. Now the next is banner, and why I'm writing a tag, banner. So now let's start with the banner. So div class banner. Now let's write some CSS for banner. Don't worry, Rajan buddy, don't worry. I really want you to watch it perfectly. I really want you to watch it carefully. Don't worry. Don't worry. Yes, Nitin, you can ask questions, buddy. You can ask questions. Rajan, don't worry. You will have the recording session always, right? So don't worry. Now let's write some CSS for dot banner. So let's go to dot banner. Let's give it a height of around maybe 700 pixels. Not 700. Let's make it 600, and let's give it a width of 100%. And also let's give it a background color of gray. And here we go. Now actually 600 pixel is a little small, so let's make it a little big. Let's give it 700 actually. Here we go. Now it's 700, so that's fine. Why are you not using nav tag? See, Sachin, it's totally same. Nav is also a div, and nav also creates a block for you, and div also creates a block for you. So both are same. I personally don't like to use nav and header. I personally like to use div and everything. Okay, so that's totally fine, because the nav will do nothing for you. It will still create a block for you only. That's it. Vishal, it depends, buddy, right? If you don't want to create header, you will not write header. Simple. It's totally up to you. I'm creating header. Some websites don't have header. It's totally up to you, buddy. It is totally up to you, right? Vishal, I hope you're understanding. It's totally up to you. Now, I have created a banner div which is completely empty right now, and let's move ahead now. Now, I'm going to create a folder in our text stack file. I'm going to create a text stack folder. I'm going to create a folder named images, and this is the folder where I will keep all my images. Okay, this is the folder where I will keep all my images. Okay, everyone, so please focus now. So let's now, for the images, we are going to go to pexels.com, which is basically a free website where you can find HD images. Okay, so now let's search for meeting, kind of meeting, because we are a company, so we should have a good background image, right? So let's go for meeting, and let's try to find out a good image for us. So now from here you can take what should we take? Yeah, you can take this one actually. This is a really cool image. You can take this one. Let's not say meeting actually. Let's not say meeting. Let's say web designing. Let's see what we get. Web designing. Let's see what we get. No, Yogesh. Why it will be better to use ID? It's not better. Why will it be better to use ID? Tell me that, Yogesh. Why do you think it will be better to use ID instead of class? Like, what is the advantage that we'll get if you use ID? Yogesh, can you explain us that? Because we should not use IDs for applying CSS. Right, so let's get some image now. Okay, I thought the first one is really cool. This one is really cool, so let's take this one. This like has a web kind of effect, so let's take this one. Can we wait for 2 minutes and discuss what we have done? Why not, Rajan? What is your confusion, buddy? Tell me that. Right now I've just created a banner, that's all. Is there, do you have any confusion in the understanding of the header? Okay, let me just download the image first. So now I can go here. You can specify your own size. So let me specify my own size, that is 1920 by 700. This is my monitor size, so I'm going to use this. Okay, this is my monitor size, so I'm going to use that. But you can actually change it. It's totally up to you. It's totally fine. So I'm going to click on free download. So you can just go here, go on custom size, write your own size, and then just click on free download, and that's it. Difference between ID and class, Ram. See, I have explained this maybe in the day 3 session, but still, if you want to know, both are selectors. Both give basically a kind of a nickname to your elements, but ID is for uniqueness and class is for giving multiple names. Okay, so for CSS, you should go for classes, and if you're working with JavaScript, you can go for IDs. Okay, but ID is for pure uniqueness. You cannot repeat IDs. That's why we don't use IDs using CSS. But if you want to know more about it, you can simply go in the day 3 session. I have explained it very well, what is ID and what is class. Okay, and people joining for today's session directly, I will suggest you to watch the previous session first and then you can come at it. Okay, that's what I'm telling you. Okay, now, sir, why 100%? Because I want to complete the whole 100%, right? People joining today and like being a little confused what I'm doing, please, I will suggest you to watch the previous sessions. Please, guys, please, I will suggest you to watch the previous sessions. Now let's go inside the images folder and let's save it there. Okay, not this images. Where is our text stack? Images, and let's name this image as banner and save it. Okay, and that's cool. Now, guys, please focus everyone what I'm going to do now. Yes, I'll explain line height. Just give me a minute, technical virus. I'm going to explain you what is line height. Okay, line height is simply a height of the line. That's it. Okay, by default, the height of the line is 16 pixel because your font size is also 16 pixel. I simply increase the line height so that that particular line gets more space and the text comes in the center of the line height. If you have ever used Word, if you have ever used PowerPoint, you might be knowing what exactly is line height. Sachin, we will definitely do responsive if we get time tomorrow. But right now, please, guys, focus on this, everyone. Okay. Now, see, guys. So now I have the image here. Everyone, please focus. I have the image here. Okay. Now, today, I'm not going to use image tag. Today, I am not going to use image tag to display my image. I'm going to use a property called as background image. Okay, and then you can give URL here, and then inside this URL you can simply give your image. Okay, so slash images slash banner.jpg. The path, you can also remove the slash if you don't want, it's not needed right now, or you can also put dot slash, that is current folder. So I personally like to do this dot slash images slash banner.jpg, and that's it, background image URL. Now what will happen with this is, see, you have the image perfectly here. Guys, can you see it, everyone? Can we see it? Please tell me, guys. Guys, can we see it, everyone? Are we understanding this? So now we have the banner image. It's not, yep, I think it's pretty much clear. It's fine, right? Let's remove this. And here we go. So now we have our this thing ready here. Okay, we have the banner perfectly adjusted here. And I have used background image. That means I have not used the image tag, and technically my banner div is empty. So now that background image is actually working like a background color. Background image is actually working like a background color, and technically our div is empty. And when the div is empty and when you use background image, that means whatever you write inside the div, whatever you create inside the div, directly comes on top of the image. Directly comes on top of the image. That means if you write on the image, you don't have to use anything hard things in CSS. You simply do a background image, and if you use a background image, that works like a background color. And that means the div is technically empty, and if you write anything inside it, or if you create anything inside it, that directly comes on the image, over the image. And that's what we wanted here. That's what we wanted. Is it clear, everyone? Are we cleared? So now see, the text is on the image, but we don't want text. We want to create something else. So let's do it. Let's go ahead and let's do it. Okay. So now, guys, please focus, everyone. What I'm going to do now, inside this, I'm going to create one more div, and let me give it a class of overlay. So I'm giving it a class of overlay. Okay. I'm giving it a class of overlay. And now see, overlay is basically a child of the banner. Okay. So now, guys, please focus. I'm going to write some CSS for overlay. So dot overlay, height of, let's say, 300 pixels, and width of, let's say, 30%. And let's also say background color of black. By default, Bhupendra, right? By default, it's a normal property. I'm not doing it. I simply give background image, and if you give background image, then it works like a background color. And then you don't have to worry about writing something on the image, because the div is technically empty. If you write anything inside the div, if you do anything inside the div, that by default comes on the image. You are not doing anything for it. I'm not doing anything for it. It's by default coming on the image. That's the feature we wanted to use. Now see, I create the overlay div, and see, it is directly getting created on the image. It is directly getting created on the image because the div is technically empty. It's not having an image. Normally thinking, div is not having an image. It's simply having an overlay, because I'm using background image. So please, guys, think of background image as background color. Think of background image as background color. That's it. HTML into React.js file. Is there any way? Yes, we can do it, Aditya, but right now we are not discussing it, buddy. But if you want it, you can create multiple components and then copy your HTML in that JSX. That's what you can do. But if you want asking about converting the whole project, that's not normally possible. You have to copy and paste it into components. So you have to like divide your components in HTML, and then you have to paste it in proper components in your React. That's what you can do. Okay, guys, so let's move ahead. Nikhil, yep. If we get time tomorrow, I'll show you how to do a media query and make it responsive. Don't worry, Nikhil. Okay. Now, guys, I want this div to completely cover the parent. Okay, I want this black div to completely cover the parent. I want that from this. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm simply going to give a high width of 100%. So see, it completely covers the image. So the child is completely covering the parent. Don't worry, 20 BCA. Please focus what I'm doing. Guys, please focus. Right now, I'm creating the project. So please focus on what I'm doing. Okay. Okay. My image is too large, but I have also downloaded 1920 700. Sandeep, use this. Give background size cover. Then your image will automatically adjust. Sandeep, give background size cover. Okay. Give background size cover. Okay. Now, I'm also going to give it this exact same height like parent, 700 pixel. Now, guys, see. My div is completely covering the image. My div, because the child is exactly same as parent, so it is completely covering the parent. Are we clear with this, guys? Are we clear with this, everyone? I'm going step by step. So are we clear with this? Guys, are we cleared, everyone? And yes, it is possible in mobile. Why not? Whatever we are creating, at the end, it will gonna all be responsive in the mobile. So we have to do it. By the way, we have to do it. But yes, we can do it. Everything works in mobile. Why not? Same website. Okay, now guys, please focus what I'm going to do. Now, I don't want, yes, NK Rao, it is possible in mobile, buddy. It is possible. Why not? Everything will work in mobile. Okay. Now, guys, please see, everyone. Please see. Okay. Now, I'm removing black because I don't want it to be complete black. And now I'm going to use RGBA. RGBA stands for red, green, blue, and alpha. It's a way of giving colors. It's a way of combining colors and giving it. So when you're, see, first of all, let me remove it. Let me only use RGB, that is red, green, blue. So if your RGB all are 0, that means it's a black color. If all are 255, that means it's a white color. They go from 0 to 255. It's a normal concept of giving colors in computers. And if you do anything in between them, you'll get some kind of color by mixing red, green, and blue. So it's basically the combination of red, green, and blue. If all are 0, the color is black. If all are 255, the color is white. And if you do anything else, it's a between color. But I want black, so I'm simply giving RGB. Here we go. See, still black. Totally fine. It is still black. But now I'm going to use one more parameter, A, that is alpha. That means transparency, opacity. Now, alpha values lies between 0 to 1. 0 means completely transparent. 1 means completely visible. So if I give 1, you'll see completely visible. If I give 0, see completely gone, transparent. But I don't want completely transparent. I want in between. So I'll give 0.5. And now you'll see my black div is there, but it's transparent. So I can also see the behind banner image. Are we getting clear with this, guys? Are we getting cleared, everyone? Chandan Kumar, how to make moving images? That's what we can do in CSS animations, or we can do in JavaScript. So don't worry, we'll also learn that in some other essential session. Don't worry about it. RGB is only for giving colors, but if you want to also give some kind of transparency, you have to use that A value. Is that clear, technical virus? So by using RGB, you can only give color, but if you want to make it transparent, you have to use that A value, alpha, for making it transparent. Okay? No, Vaikunt, I don't think we'll have that much time to, so that I can show, because tomorrow is the last day of the essentials. So I have to, like, let's see if we get time, I'll show you how to deploy it if we only get time. But the first priority is to complete the project. Okay, everyone? Now, guys, let's move ahead. Okay. And now, inside this overlay, guys, are we understanding everything? Okay. Now, someone wanted to see the whole thing, right? So here we go. See, this is the banner. Inside that, you have overlay. And here we have the CSS for banner. Simple height, simple weight, background color, and image, background image. And then here again, we have height, we have weight, and background color. That's it. That's it. So guys, please focus on the project completely. Everyone, I want you to focus on the project completely. Okay. Now, guys, can we move ahead? Everyone, can we move ahead? Please tell me. Guys, can we move ahead here? Are we understanding this? We are not going to make carousel because it will take a little time. So let's see if we get time tomorrow. I'll show you how to make a carousel. But right now, I'm not planning for it. Right now, I am not planning for it. Okay. Now, in future, if you want, you can also change the image. It's totally up to you. If you don't find this image amazing, you can change it. It's totally fine. It's totally up to you. Okay. If you want, you can also make this nav black. Let's try. Let's see if it looks good in black. Let's just check it out. Let's just check it out once. Let's see if black looks good here. Black looking good? It looks good, but no, we don't want black. We want the blue one. That is fine. That's totally fine. Okay, cool. Now, guys, let us move ahead. Let's move ahead. And now what I'm going to do is, inside the overlay, I'm going to create one more div. Okay, I'm going to create one more div. And let's give it a class of, let's say, banner underscore text. Okay, so let's give it a class of banner underscore text. Now let's do it. Dot banner underscore text. I'm going to give it a height of around 400 pixels. I'm going to give it a width of around 40%. And I'm also going to give it a background color of that exact same blue. Right now, let's give it gray. Doesn't matter. Right now, let's give it gray. And here we go. Here's the gray div. Here we have the gray div. Now, if you want, right now, let's use gray. Let's use gray. Okay. And no, this is a really big thing. I don't want 400. Let's get 350. It's fine. And let's also go to overlay. Let's give it display of flex and align items of center so that it comes in center vertically. And here we go. We have it in center vertically. And that's what I wanted. Nikhil, buddy, please don't spam the chat. I'm not trying to use gradient right now. Let's see if we get time. I'm going to use that. Don't worry about it. Okay. Don't worry about it right now. And let's increase the width a little. So let's give it 50%. Yep. So I wanted it this much. Okay. And now let's change the gray color. I don't want gray here actually. I don't want gray. And I also would like to change the color of the header actually. Let's see if we can, what we can do. Let's see what we can do. Now let's go and inspect. Okay. And let's give it some color. So actually I want to use that background color, or let's see what color we can use here. Let's see if we can go for some color like this. Yeah, I think we can go for some color like this as well. Or let's some other blue maybe. Yep, this blue is fine. So let's take this blue, but I want the RGB. Here we go. I want this 16, 128, 234. 16, 128, 234. Okay, so let's use it. So RGBA 16, 128, 234, and transparency I want right now. Let's give it 1. Close it. And here we go. And I want exact same blue for my header as well. So let's change the color. Let's copy this one. And let's simply go there. Remove this and use that color. Do we have it? Yep, we also have it here, right? So let's change it here. The exact same color. Rajan, what is your doubt, buddy? What is your doubt, Rajan? Tell me. That's what I'm saying. Right now, don't follow along. Just do one thing, Rajan. Just do one thing, buddy. Just do one thing. Try to watch it. We have less time, so just try to watch it. Okay? So don't be. See, I'm understanding that you're trying to follow along. I would suggest you to watch it completely first, and then you can start making it. Okay, Rajan? Please, buddy. Try to understand, buddy. Please. Because I have promised you I'm going to create 7 to 8 sections here. So please watch it carefully. Then you can again sit and do it. It will be amazing for you. Okay, Rajan? I understand your problem, but you're trying to follow along. But it's really hard to follow along in the 1.5 hour session for a complete web page. Okay, so please try to understand. I would suggest you're doing good, but I would suggest you to use see everything first and then you can follow along. Okay, Rajan? I hope you understand, buddy. Okay. Now, what I want is I want to make it transparent. So I'm going to make it 0.5, 0.5. Let's see. And here we go. Now it is transparent, but this is too much. So let's say 0.7. 0.7, and let's see. And this is fine. This looks cool. We have the transparency as well as we can see it completely. So that is something what I wanted. Now let's move on. Inside the banner text, I'm going to create one more div. Okay, only for padding, that's all. So let's name this div as pad. Okay, lost the flow, all went wrong. Anjali, don't worry, buddy. Don't worry. That's what I'm suggesting. That's what I'm suggesting. Don't follow along right now. Don't follow along. Okay, because we don't have a lot of time. So don't follow along. Please, guys, everyone following along. If you're able to do it, that's fine. If you're unable to do it, please, 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 I will suggest you to watch the video again later. First, try to understand all the things I'm creating. Okay, Anjali? Okay, so please watch it right now. Please focus on everything. Follow along later. That will be the best thing. Then you can, in future, you can also pause it and view it and pause it and view it and do it. And if you have any doubts, you have me on the community. Okay. Tomorrow exactly at 7:30. Okay, now I'm creating a div named pad. I'm going to use it just for padding. That's all. So let's write it down. So inside banner text, we have pad. So dot pad, no height, no width, only for padding. So simply padding of 20 pixels from all around. That's all. Okay. If I want to show you, I can give it a background color so that you can see it. So let's give it a background color of red. Right now, you will not see it because it has a padding of 20 pixel. Sorry, I forgot. It has a padding of 20 pixel. So you can see it only has padding, no height, no width. No height, no width, only padding. Okay, that's cool. Now then, let's go on and let's inside this, let's use a H1 and I'm going to write um, build with us, something like a catchy line. That's all. Okay, here we go. We have build with us. And then inside that, I'm also going to create a P here. And I'm going to write some dummy text that is lorem ipsum. That's fine. You can use anything. Okay, so I have a lorem ipsum here going on. That's cool. Let's paste it one more line so that it looks more at least. So now I have 2 lines of it. And here we go. Let's have one more line. Here we go. Little too much. That's all. Maya, please watch yesterday's session. I have explained what exactly is padding in complete proper manner. So here, the space that you can see on the top and the left and the right, that is what padding is doing here. Okay, that is what padding is doing here. Okay, I hope everyone is understanding this. Now, guys, please focus. What I'm going to do now. Okay, now let's first of all give it a font size or font family. So let's give it a font family of Cjo UI. And here we go. I want the H1 to be a little bigger. So let's give it a class of banner underscore title. So dot banner title. I'm simply going to give it a font size of, let's say, 50 pixel around, maybe. Let's see. Yep, here we go. Looks fine. Looks cool. And now I'm going to go in banner and I'm going to tell it to have a display of flex and also align items center. And let's see. And here we go. It's in perfect center. You can use the same format for any project. That's totally fine. You can also arrange it. Now you know how to do it, right? You can arrange it here and there. You can work with it. You can give any size. It will look different. That's all. Okay. Now, guys, please focus. Now you can simply give a color of white to it. So now, yep, here we go. It's white. Oh, not in banner title. Let's directly go it in the banner so that everyone becomes white. Okay. Now, if you want, you can simply remove the red. And here we go. It goes like this then. Okay. So you have build with us and you have this good looking paragraph. And now let's also create a button. And now I think I should remove the text a little. I don't want this line. I only want the first line. That's all. This is simple, clean, short. Now I'm going to create one more thing, that is a button that the user will click. Okay. So let's create a button. And I'm also going to work with the header again. So please, guys, focus. I'm also going to work with the header again. So after this P, I'm going to create one more P. And inside that P, I'm going to have a button. So button. And then inside button, I'm going to name it, let's say, call now, or let's simply say start working, like a call to action button. That's all. So now we have a very bad looking button. So let's try to adjust it. Let's try to adjust this button. Let's try to make it look good. So let's go and give it a class of btn. And also let's give it one more class named, let's give it a class like banner underscore btn. So banner button. I'm going to tell you how to reduce it. Don't worry. In some time on, I'm going to tell you how to reduce the sharpness of the border. Don't worry. First, guys, please focus. I want all of you to focus. Okay. So banner button. So please be there, guys. Please be there. You'll understand everything. Don't worry. Okay. So banner BTN, and let's give it a padding of left 15 pixel. Padding of right 15 pixel. Let's see how much how good it's looking. Yep. Oh, I've not saved it. Maybe let's save both the pages. And here we go. See, the button is growing from left and right because of the padding. But 15 is less. So let's give it around 30 from the left and 30 from the right. Now it's almost big. Let's also give it a font. Okay, let's also give it padding top and bottom. So padding top of 15 pixel and padding bottom of 15 pixel. That's fine. Now let's increase it a little from left and right. So let's give it 40 and 40. This looks cool. You can actually increase it a little more. I want a little more, 60 and 60 maybe. Is fine. Now let's give it a little good font size. And also, if you want to make this text completely capital, you can simply use this property, text transform uppercase. So the text will become capital, all caps. Here we go, all caps. See, all caps. And now, important thing, I don't want the border. Actually, I want the border. First of all, I don't want the background color. Okay, so I'll simply say background color transparent. I don't want the background color to be there. Here we go. Now we don't have the background color of the button. Okay, and I want the color to be white. Here we go. Now you can see the text. I want the font weight to be bold. The font weight is bold now. And I also want the font family to be Cjo UI. And now let's work on the border. So border will be 1 pixel solid white. And here we go. Actually, not 1 pixel. Let's give it around 5 pixel. Let's see how much. No, not 5. Let's give it 3 pixels. And here we go. Now let's get some spaces in between. Let's get some spaces in between the text and the header and everything. Okay, so let's get some spaces in between. So now let's give these P's a classes. So class of banner banner description. So DESC. Let's go. Banner title. I'll give it a margin bottom of 10 pixels, maybe 15 pixels, maybe. And same with this. Not banner BTN. What I created just now. Banner DSC, the P one. Okay, the text one. So let's go for banner DSC. So banner DSC. I again want a margin bottom so that I can have a gap. So margin bottom of around 15 pixel again, same. And here we go. Now we have the gap. Let's make it a little more. So let's say 20 from this. I want the button a little downwards. Let's do it a little more. Maybe 30. Yep, almost cool. Yep. So now that's fine. So now we have the header, we have a banner. Inside the banner, we have a build with us text, and then we have this text and we have the button. Now let's go on and let's give this button some kind of effect. Let's give this button some kind of effect. So now you have to focus, guys. Please focus. Now it's going to be important. Again, I'm going to do the hover. Yes, I'm going slow. I'm trying to go slow, Ayan. I'm trying to really go slow. Okay. Now, see, let's write some hover for that button. That means when I hover on it, what I want to do. First of all, let's make the cursor pointer so that if I go on it, I should have a hand symbol. Now see, here we go. Now I have a hand symbol. See, guys, now I have a hand symbol here. So that's cool. That's what I wanted. Now, what I want to do here, what I want to do is when I hover on it, let's say we want to give some kind of color to it. So let's say I give it a background color of white. Okay. And I give color transparent. That means color transparent and background color white. That's it. Let's see what is happening. Okay, but not directly on hover. So hover. Color is not getting transparent. So let's give some other color. So let's give color as the blue one that we have. Now where is our blue? This one, but completely visible. So 1. And here we go. Now guys, see everyone. Can you see it? So when I hover on it, it goes like this. When I remove, it's like this. When I hover on it, it goes like this. That's it. Are we cleared, everyone? Guys, are we cleared? Please tell me, everyone, are we cleared with this? Guys, are we cleared with this? Everyone. Guys, please tell me. Now I want it to go a little slow. I want it to like have a little slow, like change the state of the button. Like when I hover on it, just change it, but a little slower. Now it's like going very fast, like clicks and changing. It's going on click and changing. So what I want is I'm simply going to go and I'll give a transition. That means time to change. So you simply give it 0.3 seconds. That means now it will take a little time to change itself. So if I save it and now see, here we go. Now it happens a little slowly. It's not happening like click. It happens a little slowly. See? So it looks like a good effect, right? So that's what I wanted. My button text is downside. Please others do every padding. Padding left, padding right, padding top, padding bottom. I think you have not given padding bottom. I think you have not given padding bottom. So try that. Yep, you can also give it 0.5. It's totally fine. Yep, why not? I think 0.4 will be also be a little better. And guys, 0.4 is 0.4. Okay, you can also write 0.4. That's fine. So here we go. Now a little more slower. So now we are almost completed with our banner. Don't worry, we are again going to do something for the header as well. Don't worry, but right now let's say banner is complete. In some time we'll again come back to the header, because you will see I will make the header look more better than this. Right now it was just a normal header. I will make the header thing look a little more better in some time. Okay, so please focus, guys. Please focus. And tomorrow I'll also teach you, I will give you a hint of a little bit of JavaScript as well. And also in the padding, I want to increase the padding. I don't want 20. Let's say I want 50 actually, not 20. So now I have a little more gap, right? I have a little more gap, top, bottom, left, right. So now that's fine. Okay. So everyone, are we clear with this? Can we move ahead now? Yes, you can use the same format, Gayatri, for any project, or you can also change it. Right now you're learning how to adjust things. You can basically use everything that you have learned here to create anything else. Okay, guys? So now can we move ahead, everyone? Can we start creating the next section? And don't worry, I'll come back to the header once again and I'll make it even more better. Okay. If we click the button, we should go to another page. For that, you simply have to use the A tag. That's all. A tag, simple A tag. That's it. Okay, guys. So can we move ahead, everyone? Can we move ahead now? Should we? Everyone. Okay, that is great. Yes, Gayatri, I answered you right. You can use the same format for any other project, but I would suggest you to learn everything from here and use something different. Try to create something different. Be creative, right? Try to make it a little different then. I will use a little bit of JavaScript tomorrow just to show you how to scroll and change the color of the header. But that is tomorrow. Don't worry. Okay, right now let's work on it. Let's work on it. Okay, cool. Now let's go on and let's work on the next section. Banner is ending here, so let's simply put banner end. And now let's say the next section is of our services. Next section is of what? Is of services. So let's go on and create a services section. So, and maybe this will be the last section for today, because let's see how much we can achieve. But at least we'll complete the services today and then we'll move ahead. Okay, we will complete the services today. Okay, don't worry. We will complete the services part today, because I also want to make this header looking good. I'm not liking this header right now. I'm not at all liking this header. So I want to make it little good. Okay, but let's move ahead. So let's go for div. Let's give it a class of, oh, not header. Sorry. It should be services. And I am not going to give it any height, because I want the height of services to grow depending on the child. So simply, I'm not going to give any height. I'm simply going to give it a padding. So CSS for services. Okay. So dot services. I'm not giving any height. If you have like seen yesterday's session, you'll understand this. I'm not giving any height because I want the height of services to grow depending on the child. Okay. So services, and let's go on. No height, only padding top 50 pixel and padding bottom 50 pixel. And also let's give it a background color just to show you so that you can see it. So background color, gray. So guys, can you see it here? Can you see a gray element? Guys, everyone, can you see a gray div here? That's only the padding part, because there is no element, there is no height to it. There is no height to it, so that you can only see the gray area here. You can only see the gray area because there is no height. Now the height depends on the number of child, so that's fine. Now let's use the container again. Let's use the container again that we created on the top. Okay, so I'm going to create a div and let's give it a class of container. Okay, because now see, what is the CSS we gave to container? That what whenever I create a container, it will be by default in center according to the flex box. See, it will have a width of 90% and it will have a display of flex by default. That's what container will do by default. So that's cool. That's what I wanted. Okay, and also to services, I'm going to give display of flex. And also here I'm going to have a container plus I'm going to have a header here. I'm going to have two things. I'm going to have a title and I'm also going to have a container. So okay, I'll show you what I'm going to do. First of all, let's remove the container. Just for some time, let's remove it. Let's have a h1 here, and inside that h1 I'm going to write what we do. Simple, what we do. And here we go, we have the what we do here. That's what I wanted. And now let's go on. Sir, is it good practice to make pages and then link in main index HTML like services HTML and link st? It's totally depends on the client's requirements, buddy. Sometimes people want single page, sometimes people want multiple page. So it depends on the client. It depends on your thinking. It depends on how you want the website to be. So it is also fine to create it in the same page. It is also fine to create a separate page and link it. It's totally fine. Both are a good practice. Oh no, nothing is bad in this case. Okay, so there's no comparison. It depends on what the client wants. If he wants the new page, if he wants in the same page, totally depends. Okay, Rajan, I hope you're understanding it. Okay, guys, so now let's move ahead. And also I want here, what I want here is I want align items center. And why am I using align items? Because here my flex direction is going to be column, because my elements are going to arrange vertically. And here we go, we have it here. I'm not using justify content, I'm using align items because my flex direction is what? Column. So now align items is working for cross axis, that means horizontal. Remember guys, flex direction is column, so X is now cross axis, so align items will work for cross axis. Okay, and also font family Cjo UI. Here we have what we do. That's what I wanted. Okay, and now let's go on and create the container, the next thing. So these two will be arranged vertically. That's why I give flex direction column. So div class container, and I'm going to give it one more class so that we can also apply some of our CSS. So services container. So container, that means it will take the weight and everything, and services container because I want it to also write my own CSS for it. So I'm giving it one more class. I use flex direction because I want h1 and div to be arranged vertically. If I give display flex, they will be arranged like this, h1 and div. But I want them to be arranged vertically. That's why I'm using flex direction column. Is that clear, Muhammad Altaf? I'm using flex direction column because I want them to be h1 to be here and then the div. I want them to arrange vertically, because normally if you give display flex, they are arranged horizontally. I don't want that. That's why I'm giving flex direction column. I want them to be arranged like this. Okay, so that the container is at the bottom. Now see, you will understand it. See, if I give hello here, you'll see what is happening. You see it now. What we do is here, and then you have the hello, because both are in the vertical direction. If I don't give the flex direction column, see what will happen. They will be in side to side. See what we do and hello, because that's how normally flex works. So I simply want them to be vertically arranged, so that's why I'm giving flex direction column. Okay, that's cool. Now we don't want to write hello in there, we want to do something really great. So let's go on and let's create another div. Okay, I'm going to do something else now. So div class service, I'm going to create a service here. So div class service. Guys, please focus now. This is really important thing that I'm going to do the next. Now I'm going to create the items just as I did yesterday. MS Wiki, what is it out? When should I submit my assignment? Tomorrow. I'll tell you tomorrow. Tomorrow is the last session, so maybe Monday will be your deadline. Okay, Why don't you use align items? I use, right, align items. Align item is a child property. Align items is something what I want here. Okay. Yashwant, I have used align items. Can you see? If you're asking about align item, that is for a single element, not for all the elements to be arranged. Okay. So now dot service. Guys, please focus. Now I have created an element. I hope you guys can see it, right? Inside the container, I've created an element named service. And now I'm going to give it some height, like 400 pixel, and some width, like 40%. Or maybe, yeah, 40% is fine. 40, yep. It is fine. Yeah, that's fine. Cool. And now let's also give it a background color of white. And let's see how it is looking. And here we go. Can you guys see it, everyone? Guys, everyone, are we seeing it? Are we understanding this? Now, I want the container to be a little down. So I have given it a different class where I can apply CSS, because I don't want to harm the container class. So I have given one more class to it. And by that, I can apply some CSS separately to it. So dot services container, I want to move it. I want to move it a little down. So margin top, 30 pixel. There we go. 30 is a little less. Let's give it 50 pixel. And that's fine now. Okay. Now, guys, please focus. Everyone, I want you guys to focus. Everyone, I want you guys to focus here. Okay. Okay, cool. And now, yep, service is fine. Let's complete one service first, and then we'll move ahead. Let's complete one service. Now, inside service, I want two sections. Okay. Inside service, I want two sections. First is service underscore img, and second is service underscore details. Okay, so I want two things: service img and service details. Everyone, please try to understand. Inside service, I have two things: service img and service details. Let's apply CSS for both of them first. So dot service img, simple width of around 40%. Height exact same, that is 400 pixels. So let's give it height 400 pixels, and also background color red. Let's see. Oh, I have not saved it. Maybe. Here we go. Can you see the red one? It's inside the service element, the white one, service img. And now let's give CSS for service details as well. But service details. Now the remaining width is for service details. So width of 60%. Height exact same. So height of, I'm going to give it a height of around 400 pixel again. So 400 pixels. And background color green. And now to arrange both of them horizontally, I'm going to go in service and I'm going to tell it to have a display of flex. And now both are arranged properly. That's what I wanted. Is that clear, everyone? That's what I wanted. Now, important thing. Let's say we do web designing. So let's go and take an image from this. So let's take this one. This looks like a web designing thing. So right click. You can directly copy the image address now. Instead of downloading, you can directly copy the image address. So let's copy the image address. Let's not download it. Okay, let's not download it. I'm going to show you one more way. So now let's go here inside service img. Let's use the, I have showed this in the first lecture, right? You don't have to download the image. It's not necessary. Inside src, directly put this link. Instead of downloading the image, you can directly copy the image address. And here we go. Now the image is big. See, the image is really big. So now what, to adjust this, you can do this. Go in service img. First of all, make it a display of flex so that image is adjusted perfectly. Let's see if it is getting adjusted. And here we go. The image is adjusted automatically, perfectly. We don't have to do it anything for this now. Display flex and the image is adjusted. Don't worry, a little height and width is going out, but that's fine. We have the main content area inside it. So that is what we wanted. Okay, is that clear, everyone? Guys, are we clear with this? So simply, I have given an image, src. You can either download it or you can simply put the link. Okay, and then simply put display flex in the image div and the image will be adjusted inside the area perfectly. No need to do anything. Are we cleared, everyone? Guys, are we cleared? Everyone, please tell me, are we cleared? Sir, why are you using width in percentage? Because that's how it works, right? We always use width in percentage because width is the most important factor in responsiveness. Height goes in scroll, and there is no limit to height, but there is a limit to width. Screen width is the limit. Height, for there is height, like for height there is no limit. You can go in scroll. That's why we use height in pixels, because there is no limit. So we can't think of percentages, right? We know that percentages work relatively. They depend on the parent. So height is infinite. We can't think of a relative parent, but width is fixed, right? So we can think of percentages. That's why we use percentage for width and pixels for height, because there is no parent. Height is infinite. It goes in scroll, 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 scroll. So I hope you're understanding this right. Okay, cool. Now guys, let's move ahead. Now the image is adjusted, and now inside the green div I want to put some text. So let's go there. Let's have a h1 first. Okay, and let's say we put something like web designing, and we put one more p here, and let's put some dummy content here. So lorem ipsum blah blah blah, whatever you want. Okay, and just copy it again, paste it again, just to make it a little big. Here we go. We have the content perfectly there. Okay, and also see, everything is getting attached in the corners. I don't want that. So what you can do is you can simply go and create a pad inside it. We have already used a pad, right? So let's simply go here and put the pad class that we are using. Every content inside the div, and give this div a class of pad that will provide a padding of 50 pixel. So give this class of pad, and that's it. Here we go. Now it's padded, but 50 pixel is a lot more. I don't want 50. Now you can see it's not looking good. 50 is a lot more for this div. So if you want, you can simply remove pad and you can give some inline CSS to it. Totally fine. Give some inline CSS to it just for padding, right? Or you can simply give it a class of service pad because it's getting used for something different. And then you can write the padding by yourself for this. So service pad, and only a padding of 20 pixel because 50 was more. So padding of 20 pixel, save it. 20 is looking fine, right? 20 is looking good. No more space. It's looking cool and fine. So 20 is perfect. Okay. Now, guys, let's go on and let's create a button as well there, because if the user wants to view more or something like that, let's go on and let's create a button there. So button, let's give it a class of service underscore btn. Now see, there is a lot of things that we can do here. There is a lot of reusability that we can do here. I'm not doing it right now because I want all of you guys to understand everything about this. Okay. So that's why I'm not using a lot of reusable CSS. If we want, we can use a lot of reusable CSS, but I want every one of you to understand. Even if you're from the basics, I want every one of you to understand this. That's why I'm doing a little, you can say, a little basic kind of CSS, not the advanced CSS, because I want you guys to understand this. But you can take this as your base for creating higher things. And this is also good. So don't worry. This is also perfect. So don't worry. Okay. But yes, there is a lot of improvement. There is a lot of what do you say, betterment or reusability that you can perform here. But that's fine for now. Yes, Namani, it is faster. But to learn Bootstrap, first you should know CSS, right? You cannot directly go to Bootstrap. It is always faster. Why not? Bootstrap is always faster because it's like someone else has written some CSS for you and you're directly using it. But to understand Bootstrap, first you should know CSS. Okay. And if in case someday Bootstrap is not there, then we need CSS at that time, right? So that's why basics is always important. CSS, HTML, JavaScript are important before learning any kind of framework. Okay, that's important. Okay, cool. Now let's write something like view service kind of thing. Now let's write some CSS. So now we can copy the whole CSS of button to this service button. So service underscore btn, and let's go. We have already some CSS written for it, the button, right? Let's copy that CSS. Where is that? Yep. So we need padding top, text transform, background color. Let's copy everything, then we'll change it. Let's copy everything, then we'll change it. Okay. First of all, let's copy everything. And here we go. We have the button, but we don't want it like this. We don't want this. We won't want it like this at all. So First of all, I'm going to remove the border. I don't want the border. Where is border? Actually, I want the border to not be there. So I'll say border none. I don't want the border. Font family is fine. Font background color, no transparent. Remove it. Okay, because I want that blue color to be here. So where is that blue color? Where is that blue color that we're using? Yep. Here we go. Take it. Yes, I'm definitely going to teach you Bootstrap in some other essential session. And we always have Bootstrap in the advanced sessions. And let's see. So now we have the button perfectly. Now let's create some gapping. So let's give it a class of service underscore title. See, again, in this here, you can again use some reusability, but I'm not doing it right now because I want you guys to understand it from basics. So let's also write service underscore description. Okay. Yep, that's fine. Now let's go on and let's dot service underscore title just for some gapping. Margin bottom of 15 pixels. And again for service underscore, what was that? DSC. Margin bottom of 30 pixels. Oh, you can make it like 50 pixels if you want. I think that will still be fine. Let's make it, if you want it down, should we move it down? No, I don't think we should. Let's not move it down. Let's not move it down. Let's say 30 is fine. Yep. And also let's go to the service, where is service details? First of all, let's move it to the top because the service pad is inside it. And now let's go here and say display of flex and align items center so that everything moves in center. And here we go. Perfect. Okay, so now this looks good. And now what we're going to do is we are simply going to remove everything. So now what we're going to do, guys, see. First of all, I'm going to remove this red. Then we're going to remove this green. Then we are going to remove this gray. Let's see. And the image is going big. So let's, now what is happening with the image is it is overflowing from the parent. The parent is small, but the image is big. So it is overflowing. So now if you don't want that overflow to be seen, what you can do is you can go in service IMG and you can say whatever is overflowing from you, please hide it. I don't want to see the overflow. So if anything goes big, I want to hide it. So only the image that is visible, like that is containable inside the div, will be visible. So overflow hidden. That is it. That's it. And now I don't want gray, but I want a little grayish color there. So I don't want exact gray. First of all, remove it. And let's inspect. Okay. And where is the gray? Yep. I don't want the exact gray, but I want a little grayish. So let's go top, go top, go top here. Yep. Let's take this gray. A little lighter version of the gray. See, this looks good, right? A lighter version of the gray. So here we have it. And see, now our service section is complete. Now we have one service. Now move it ahead. Now you don't have to do anything. Now you can simply go on, copy. Let's see how big is the service div. Yeah. Copy this service. Copy this service and paste it again, 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 4 times, each after everything, so that we'll have 4 services in line. See, we have 4 services in line. Now they're going out because they are flexibly arranged. So let's wrap them. Or you can, first of all, let's see if we have given any kind of display to it. I think we have not given any kind of display to it. Where is that? Services. Yep, services container. So let's first of all give it a display of flex. Still it is going in scroll. Or let's not arrange it using display flex. Let's go in service directly. That is basically okay. Now there is one issue. Let's try it with inline flex. Let's see if it works for us. Nope, it's not working. I think we have to go for wrapping then. Actually, I didn't want it to go for wrapping, but let's go. Let's go for wrapping. So flex wrap, that means it will not go outside. Okay, flex wrap, wrap. They will wrap it like this. Perfect. They will wrap like this. Basically, they will not go out. They will try to adjust like this. Okay, cool. And now what you can do is you can simply say justify content space between. So flex wrap will basically wrap them. That means it will never go outside. If the content is bigger, it will go down. And here we go. Now this is really small. So let's also do one more thing. Let's increase the size of service from 40 to maybe 45 or maybe 47. Okay, this looks like cool. And now if you want, you can also give it a little margin top so that there is a gap. So margin top 20 pixel. And here we go. We have the gap, proper gap. See, now we have the here gap, and that's it. Now we have the 4 services ready. Web designing. Now, if you want, you can change it. So you can go inline block, but I'm not going inline block because I have already used display flex for the service. So that's why I didn't go for inline block, Ashutosh. That's why I didn't go for inline block, because if I remove the flex, then how will these things adjust? Then these things adjustment will become a problem, right? That's why I didn't write inline block, because I have already used display flex. That's why we use the parent thing, flex wrap wrap, so that if it is going outside, the parent, if they are arranging in horizontal manner going outside, I want the, if it is going outside, I want it to come down. So flex wrap wrap, I want to wrap it just like text wrap, flex wrap. So the flexible items will not go outside, they will wrap if they're going outside. And that's it. That's what I wanted. Now the time to change the image and change the title. So let's go on. So the first one is having web designing. Let's let it be like that. Okay. Now second one, let's change it. Let's say this is not web designing. This is app development kind of thing. So when I try to resize the window in inline block, the height is not increasing, but the items are flowing out of the div, unlike flexbox. So if when I try to resize the window in inline block, the height is not increasing. I think Rishita, you have not given height auto. You have not, like, you have given some kind of height to the parent. That might be one problem. Okay. Guys, are we getting cleared with this? Everyone, are we getting cleared with this? Now see, we have app development as well. Now let's change the image for it. So let's go to Pixel and let's search for app development and let's get an image. It's totally fine. Let's get any image. So you can literally take any image from app development. And now see, this is not a good images for app development. I don't know why Pixel is giving me something like this. Let's simply go for mobile phone view, some kind of mobile phone thing. Okay. And here we go. Now we have great mobile phones here. So you can take this image. This is a cool image. So copy image address and paste it in its image. See it? Here we go. Now we have this image here. Now let's change the third service. So I don't know app development. Now what can this third service, guys? What can be our third service? Come on, guys. What can be our third service? Web designing, app development, SEO, right? Search engine optimization kind of thing. Yep. And now let's go and download an image for SEO. Search engine. Yes, Abhijit Roy. In almost all essential session, we create project from scratch. Yes. Okay. So search engine optimization. Guys, please focus right now. Don't worry, I'm going to answer all your questions. Now let's take a image for that as well. Now these are not good images for search engine optimization. I don't know why we are getting these images. Pixels, what are we doing? Why we are getting all these images of people in search engine optimization? Okay, that's fine. I think we can take this one. This is cool. So let's copy image address again and paste it. not this. Here we go. Now for the last one, we can have a service as what can we have? Yep, digital marketing. But I think that's something that okay, let's have digital marketing. So digital marketing. Let's get an image for digital marketing as well. So let's go on and write digital marketing. Okay, now, yep, here we go. We have a lot of things. So now, yeah, let's take this one. We have LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, a lot of things. So let's take this one. So copy image address and paste it here. Sorry, not this one. And here we go. Now we have our 4 services ready. So now see, guys, we have the header, the banner, and what we do section. And inside what we do section, we have our 4 services listed out. Okay, and that's how we do it. Now we have some more sections. That is our client section, our about us section to be made, and our portfolio kind of section. And those will be easier because now we have understood this. These were the main things. These were the main things. So now they can be done easily. Okay, guys. So are we clear with all of this? Everyone, are we clear with all of this? Please tell me. So now, right now, see, if you want to create one more service, you can simply go here, copy one service, paste it again and change it. Paste it again and change the content. That's it. You have written the CSS completely. Now you can do that as well. It's totally fine. So guys, are we cleared with all the things that we have made today? Now, time to make the header look good. Time to make the header look good. So should we do that right now? Let's take 10 minutes to make the header look good. What do you guys say? Come on, guys, tell me. Should we take 10 minutes to make the header look good? Okay. Now what I'm going to do is see right now what is happening. If I scroll the page, the header is also going up, and I don't want that. I want the header to be fixed. I want the header to be fixed. Okay. So let's do that. Okay. So for that, you can simply go in header and you can simply say the header. Okay, fine. I want your position to be fixed. And here we go. Now guys, see. Now the header is fixed. Can you guys see, everyone? Now the header is fixed, and that's what I wanted. Okay. And now one more thing I can do here. See, guys, now what I'm going to do. Now I'm going to go in header and I'm going to remove the background color of it. See, guys, I'm going in header and I'm removing the background color from the header. Now see, here we go. And now you can increase the size of the banner a little. Let's try to increase the size of the banner. Let's try to increase the size of the banner a little. Okay, so let's go in the banner. And let's say I want you to be of around 800 pixels. And also I want the background size, the image, the background size, so that the image is covered completely. So background size to be covered. So the image covers the whole div area. And that's it now. See? Yes, also we have to increase the size of the overlay. I forgot. It's still 700. So yep, here we go, 800. And see? So now the problem is, see, once the header is down, we can't see the text properly, right? So that is something we'll learn tomorrow, right? Once the header is outside the banner, how to change the color again back to blue. So that is something, for that we need JavaScript. See, right now the header is looking good. It's fine. Complete transparent header looks good, perfect, fine. But when I scroll it, it should become white again. Now header is fixed, but it's not becoming white. So if it goes on the gray area, I can't see the content properly of the header. Header is fixed, but I can't see the content properly. So once the user starts scrolling, I want the header's color to become white. And for that, we are going to use JavaScript tomorrow. Is that clear, guys? But now see, now the header looks more better, right, everyone? Guys, now the header looks more better, and now still we have the hover effect. So if you want, and also let's give transition to this as well. We have not given transition, right? So let's give transition to this as well. Let's go on and let's give transition to the header as well. Where is nav item hover? Yeah, here we go. Transition of 0.4 seconds. Save it. And now, see, now it's simple, it's normal. Now what we are going to do, if the user starts scrolling, I want to change the color of the header. And that is something we'll do tomorrow. Is that clear, everyone? So till now we have completed this much. We have the header, a cool looking transparent header. Now if you want, you can also increase the height a little bit more, but I don't want that. Actually, you can do this, guys. See, you can do this if you want. You can go in the banner, instead of giving 800 pixels, you can do this. Give it 95 VH. That means try to cover the 95% of viewport height, like this. See, it covers the 95. See, 5% is left here, so it tries to cover the 95% viewport height. The screen that you can see is viewport, so the whole screen height is 100 VH, 100 viewport height. So I'm giving it 95 VH. If you remember the first lecture, I've told you this about VH. So I'm giving 95 VH. So see, it is leaving the 5 VH here. So 95 is covered. So exactly the same to this as well. Overlay 95 VH. Instead of giving in pixels, use it like this. So it covers 95% of the screen and 5% is left and goes like this. So guys, are we cleared? Everyone, are we cleared? Now the header is looking good, right? And tomorrow, if we like scroll it, we have to change the color of the header. But for that, we require a little bit of JavaScript. So I'm going to teach you that little bit of JavaScript tomorrow. Little bit of JavaScript. That's all. A little bit of JavaScript. So guys, day 3 show nahi ho raha hai. I think hona chahiye, right? I think hoga. Maybe. Let's see. Just go on YouTube. Try to search Let's Upgrade. I think you'll get it. Okay, so let's go on and see our live session is live now. Here we go. But let's go on. Let's upgrade first. So let's upgrade. And I think we should have it. See, day 1 is here. And just go on videos actually. Let's go on the channel. Videos. And I think you should, yeah, here we go. See, guys, day 4 is here. And day 2 is here. Day 3 was the interview session, right? So don't worry about day 3. We had day 1, we had day 2, we had day 4 directly in the day 5. Day 3 is not there because it was the interview session. Okay, guys. So day 3, see here, it was this career guidance and placement session. This was day 3. So don't try to search day 3. You have day 2, you have day 1, you have day 4, and we have day 5 that is going on today. Okay. So guys, are we cleared with everything that we did today, everyone? Guys, everyone? And also tell me, did we enjoy the project? Are we enjoying the project, everyone? Because tomorrow we are going to do a lot of things. We're going to create the review, the client section. We're going to create the about us section. We're going to create the portfolio section and a footer with a lot of social media links. So guys, are we cleared, everyone? Yes, I'm going to share today's code. Don't worry. I am going to share today's code. Just in the next 1 hour, it will be available in the community and also with your mail. It will be available both. It will be available on both the places. So now you guys tell me, are we understanding everything and also are we enjoying the session? Please let me in the chats because that's what keeps me going, right? You guys are enjoying and learning. That's the best thing for me. Okay. So till now we have completed this much and tomorrow we'll complete everything else. And tomorrow, if needed, we'll extend the session. I hope you guys are ready. If I extend the session to like 3 hours, maybe till 10 p.m., will you guys be ready? Tell me that. If our session goes till 10 p.m., will you guys be ready for that? Will you be there? Please let me in the chat, guys. Okay. Now, if we get time tomorrow, so see guys, people asking about drop down. If we get time tomorrow, I'll also show you how to create a drop down menu. But that is only subject if we get time. So let's see if we get a lot of time. First of all, our main aim is to complete the whole web page. Then if we get time, I'll show you how to create the drop down menu and everything if we get time. So let's see. Okay, guys. So that's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for joining in, and I want to see more numbers tomorrow. Today we reached around 600. I want to see more numbers. So tell your friends, everyone, to watch it, to learn something new, and tell them to watch the project session. Okay. How to remove the scroll bar in the right side? This, why do you want to remove it? We should have it. But yes, I can show you how to work with it, how to style it. I can show you that if you want tomorrow, how to style it. We can't remove it because it is needed, right? How will the user see that if the page has a scroll bar? So we need it, but we can style it. So if we get time tomorrow, I'll show you how to style the scroll bar as well. Yes, tomorrow is the last day, and I'll, if you want to learn more, if you want to learn a lot about web development, like all the frameworks like React, Angular, and more about designing and Node.js backend stuff, you can join our advanced sessions. All the information is on the Let's Upgrade website. And guys, remember, if you want the exclusive access to the 2-day project session, you guys have to make sure that 10 friends of your register on the LU site. Okay. Okay, guys. So that's it for today. That's totally it for today. We'll come uh, continue it tomorrow. Thank you so much for being there. So no assignment, guys. This, like, now see, we are creating projects. So if you are able to create the exact same thing, that will be the best thing for me. Follow along until tomorrow. Try to create the same thing. What do you guys say? That, let's take that as assignment. Try to create the exact same thing. Watch the video again and try to create the exact same thing. What do you guys say? Yes, you can use another effect, Siddhi Sate. You can also work. See, guys, create first of all the same thing, but if you want, you can change it. You can change the direction, you can change the color. It's totally up to you. I'm giving you all the freedom to do anything from whatever we have learned. Not the exact, try to follow the layout, but do anything we want. Change the color, change the height, change the width. Totally up to you. Okay, guys. So please try to create the exact same thing with different colors, with your personal theme. It's totally fine, but try to create the assignment. So today's assignment is you also have to start creating the project. Okay, that is what I want. Today's assignment is you also start creating the project so that tomorrow we are on the same page. And if I move ahead, after that, after the session, you can also complete the project and then submit it. So in the same day, you'll be also completing the project. So that's the best thing. So create the same project. That's your assignment. Okay, guys? Okay. So that's the assignment. I told you now, create the exact same project, start creating the exact same project. That is your assignment. And that's it for today. I'll see you tomorrow sharp at 7:30. So I really hope that you enjoyed, liked, learned something new. I'll see you tomorrow. I'm really excited. So please come along. We'll learn a lot of things tomorrow. So bye-bye, everyone. That's it for today. Thank you so much, guys. Bye-bye. Good night.